know that every belief that you hold is just a thought that you repeated over and over again? Your thoughts, those quiet whispers in your mind, shape your entire reality, whether you realize it or not. What if I told you by changing your beliefs, you could change your life? Stick with me because today we're diving deep into the power of belief, how it works, how you can shift your belief system to unlock limitless opportunities. Welcome back to the Enrich podcast. I'm your favorite host, Simran Attili, your personal bestie, your personal development junkie. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about one of the most powerful tools that God has given us and we have as humans, which is our belief system. Whether you're aware of it or not, your beliefs drive your actions, your results, and ultimately your life. But here's the good news. If the current belief system is not working for you, it can be changed. So I really want you to sit with this for a second. The question that I'm about to ask you: what do you believe about yourself? And where do you think those beliefs stem from? Let's get spiritual and a bit more deep here. Before we formed any belief systems or developed an identity about ourselves or a sense of perception, we came into this world with a clean slate. If you really think about it, the beliefs that we hold today were passed down to us through thoughts, through perceptions, opinions shaped by other people. If you really think about it at a deeper level, as children, we were like sponges, absorbing everything and anything around us. And we were basically influenced by our parents, our teachers, friends, or even the content that we were consuming and watching. And over time, these beliefs, these influences shaped our belief system and the way we experience the world. And some of the belief systems are so embedded deeply within us that we have a hard time letting go because they're such a big part of our identity, especially the ones that are limiting us and not working for us. But before we jump into section number 1, do me a quick favor and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you are watching this on YouTube. It would be so lovely if you can share this episode with someone that you truly care about, at least one person today, and write us a comment below, leave us a review. And if you are listening to me on any other podcast platform, make sure that you leave us a rating, leave us a review, and also share this episode with someone that you really care about and love. And let's get back right into it. Section number 1, we're going to be talking about what is a belief. So let's break it down. What is a belief? A belief is simply a thought you think repeatedly. That's it. It's very simple. Thoughts are like seeds, and every time you repeat them, you're watering those seeds and giving them life. Eventually, they grow into deep-rooted beliefs that become part of your reality. So here's an example. If you keep telling yourself, I'm not good enough or I'm not smart enough, guess what? Your mind will make sure it becomes true. That is not because you're not good enough. It's because you believe you're not. This takes me back to confirmation bias. And this is a concept that your brain loves because your brain will do everything and anything in its power to confirm your belief system. So what it will do, your brain will look for evidence to confirm your thoughts and your opinions about yourself or others. Let's get scientific, okay? Have you heard of the Reticular Activating System, the RAS? It is basically a part of your brain that filters out information and decides what you notice and what is important to you. Think of it like a Google search engine for your entire life. If you're constantly thinking life is hard or nothing works out for me, your RAS, the reticular activating system, will look for evidence to confirm those thoughts. But here's the magic. If you shift your thoughts to I'm capable, I'm resourceful, I will always find a way, your RAS will search for evidence to support that too. Because now you're telling your brain what's important for you. And it all comes with repetition. That's why a lot of people talk about using affirmations. I know at first when you're using affirmations technique, it does not feel like it's real because it's not aligned with your current reality that you've created for yourself. But repeatedly, if you keep telling yourself and you take action on those affirmations, you will form a new belief. Because what is a belief? A thought that was repeated again and again. Your brain is designed to keep you safe, to prove you right. So the question really becomes, what do you want to be right about? Now, let's jump into section number 2 and talk about how to change your beliefs. So how do we really change our beliefs? I've talked about this. Number one step for anything to change in your life is to become aware of them. Okay. You need to develop awareness that you are thinking the way that you're thinking and you have to accept it. Do not try to resist it because you have to accept for the change to occur. Remember, If you're putting garbage in, you're going to get garbage out, right? We all know of that concept over here, garbage in, garbage out. If you're constantly feeding your mind with positivity, with uplifting thoughts, you will have an outcome of that. But if you're constantly feeding your mind with negativity, self doubt, limiting thoughts, your beliefs will reflect that. So let me actually here provide you 3 steps that will help you change your beliefs. Number one thing you need to do is to identify the limiting belief that is not working for you. What thoughts are holding you back? For example, if you constantly tell yourself that, you're the voice that whispers very, very quietly in your head that says, I can't do this, or I'm not worthy of this, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought absolutely true? Can you find a situation in that moment that did define that you are worth it? I'm sure you can think of so many ways. It could be something so small that you can remember and you can reflect back on that you were able to accomplish, you were able to do hard things. Think of something so small. Whether it is, when you were riding a bike for the very first time, it was hard at first. You never knew how to ride a bike. But eventually, with practice, you learned. If you did not practice, it was hard for you. But as you practice over time, it became very easy. It became like a second nature. Back to what I was saying, reframe your thought, replace a limiting belief with an empowering one. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, say, I am constantly growing and improving myself in every aspect of my life. Repeat this belief until it becomes true and make sure you take inspired action, aligned action to collect evidence. When you really start to reevaluate your thoughts, you reevaluate your whole life. And when you start changing your thoughts, your beliefs, everything starts to change and everything starts to work for you. Let me actually pull this image up. So basically what this is a belief cycle, okay? So we see a thought here. Maybe you could have a thought again and again. Let's say you have a thought that you think about all the time, that I'm terrible at speaking in front of people. The thought, every time that you repeat to yourself, now has become a belief. Now, your belief has become that I'm not good at public speaking. I always mess up. And then you start to accept it. And if it's not true, and what the belief does, the belief triggers emotions like anxiety, self doubt, and fear whenever a public speaking opportunity arises. And then in terms of action, what you do, you avoid speaking engagements or you rush through them with minimal preparation that further reinforces your belief that you're bad at it. And when you avoid, for example, public speaking, this basically reinforces your initial belief that you're bad at it. And then what it does, you confirm that belief in your head. And you're like, see, I told you so. Next section is all about how powerful your thoughts are. I really want you to hear me on this. Your thoughts are powerful, okay? I talk about thoughts, perceptions, opinions, beliefs a lot on this podcast because this is really driving us on a daily basis. And everything starts with a thought. Everything, a manifestation around you started with a thought. This camera that's recording me started with a thought. And I'm sure you've heard of this before. Every great success story starts and begins with someone believing that it was possible, even when no one else did. Whether you look at science, when you look at psychology or religion, they all point one truth, which is you have to believe in it first. And in other words, Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are absolutely right. It all comes back to the power of thoughts and how powerful your belief systems are. Your beliefs create your reality. So, what are you choosing to believe about your life today? All things are possible if you believe in them. The human mind is extraordinary. It can build empires, cure diseases, and turn dreams into reality. So it all begins with a belief. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. If you reevaluate your beliefs, you can recreate your life. You can create a life that is serving you, that's working for you, that's making all your dreams come to reality. So start small. I always try to emphasize on this because we do all get very overwhelmed. Finding when I do have conversations with other people who are into, developing themselves in personal growth, personal development, they're also finding themselves very overly stimulated because we're being fed with so much content all the time, so much stuff that's coming our way. So it's very, very important to have compassion and to find time for yourself to work on yourself. Whether it is 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, start small, find one area of your life that you really want to work on, and then expand slowly. Okay. Become aware of the thoughts that you repeat day after day and ask yourself, are they building you up or are they tearing you down? Because what you think about the most becomes your reality. Okay, remember, you have the power to change your story. All it takes is a shift in your belief. Before we wrap up, I want you to take this episode as your sign to start believing in yourself. You are capable, you're worthy, and you, my friend, are powerful. If today's episode resonated with you, make sure you share it with your friend or leave us a review before, and it will really help us reach more people who need to hear this message that we shared today and the work that they're doing. And if you really want to dive deep into transforming your life, connect with me on Instagram or check out the link below in the description below. And you can connect with me one-on-one as well from there. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, leave us a comment below, and share this episode once again. And thank you so much for being here. Remember, your beliefs create your reality. So choose empowering thoughts because you deserve a life that lights you up, that puts you on fire. And I just want to say thank you so much for always tuning in, for always showing up, and keep believing in yourself, keep growing, and keep living your truth. Sending you so much love and positive vibes. Take care.